Let's get more on that now. We can go live to Washington. Rudolph Atala is the Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council and spent more than 6 years as Africa Counterterrorism Director at the Pentagon. Rudolph, thank you for talking to us. It seems on the face of it an extraordinary idea to send in a force against Islamists and say, actually, we're not going to fight you, though, until October or November.
Yeah, it's a big problem, and actually may even take longer because right now it's unclear who's actually going to pay for this force. Very, very expensive, and there are several things that need to be hashed out. For one, there's a little bit of confusion, and I strongly disagree with analysts on the UN side that actually lump Ansar ad-Din into a group that's negotiable. They are radically different from the MNLA, the national movement of the Tuaregs that are secular. Ansar ad-Din is not, and very much in bed with AQIM or Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb.
A serious problem too with Mali's army, isn't there? They failed to deal with the rebels, they failed to deal with the Islamists, but they do seem pretty good at interfering with the government.
That is correct, and it's a big issue. Not only that, they also have, according to the Human Rights Watch, multiple violations, human rights violations that have not even been addressed. So it's a big concern if this intervention force does include Mali. Mali sees the problem in the north not as a terrorist problem or an Islamist problem. They see it as a Tuareg problem. So they will probably take advantage of the situation to go after Tuareg, which will cause several human rights violations, and that's a huge concern.
This area seems to be awash with weaponry, I guess much of it from Libya. What are your worries about this instability spreading outside Mali?
Well, there are several ties, links between AQIM in northern Mali to some radical members in Libya, in Tunisia, and other places. So the chances of it spreading, I think, over time is inevitable unless it's dealt with. And the weaponry, you know, is difficult to pinpoint what level of sophistication, but I've heard several comments that in the weapons that they pilfered or took from Libya, it includes surface-to-air missiles, which is definitely very alarming for the West. Just
very briefly, Rudolph, if you can, I know you made a special study of Somalia. Many people will be wondering if we're about to see another similar failed state.
Well, Somalia and Mali are very vastly different on different levels. One, AQIM is far more sophisticated than what Al-Shabaab is. In Somalia, it was a failed state for over 20 plus years. Mali actually has a government. Unfortunately, this government has chosen not to be very cooperative and has the ethnic tensions inside Mali are massive between North and South. There's a lot of racism. And the human rights violations problems are going to be probably very high if they're not addressed.
Rudolph Atala, thank you very much.